So I want to follow up our piece last time about the missional church by giving a few of its implications. And in this video, I'll give the first. A missional church understands that every believer is a missionary. Now, that doesn't mean that all of us go on deputation and then move to Romania or Timbuktu, which is actually a real place, or even to the nearest big city. What it does mean is that every believer understands that he or she is a missionary in the very place they live. We understand that the Great Commission passages aren't just addressed to the apostles of yesteryear or to the leaders of today, but to each and every believer through each and every age. I love the way Jeff Vanderstelt of Soma puts it when he says, every believer is a paid missionary, we just get our checks routed in different ways. Well, the truth that every believer is a missionary should mean two things for church leaders. Like Pete Rose, minus the gambling thing, we are to be player coaches. So number one, we are to live a life on mission. We're to model what a life on mission looks like. Simply put, if we're going to encourage others to get into the game, we got to be in the game ourselves. The people that we lead should be able to look to us and see demonstratively what a life on mission looks like. And I really think there is something to be said about the power of example. A church with leaders on mission is a dangerous weapon in the hands of our missionary God. And conversely, a church with leaders who are not living lives on mission, no matter how well they may teach, doesn't have a fighting chance of stepping into its missionary identity. So as leaders, we must model a life on mission. And then number two, having exemplified that, we must then equip and empower individual believers to live lives on mission together and as a community. Now, there's a whole lot I'm going to say about that next time, but for now, let me just say this. Our privilege mandate is not to download reams and reams of information. Rather, it is to disciple our people for sanctification and gospel mobilization. Do we teach? Of course we do, but we do it in multiple forms and in many ways. Simply put, in Paul's words in Ephesians 4, our job as leaders is to equip the saints for the work of the ministry. Well, I think the truth that every believer is a missionary is one of the reasons the gospel advanced exponentially in the early church, and one of the reasons it can do so today, even as it is right now in other places in the world. And think about this. Within every seed lies the potential for a tree. And within every tree lies the potential of a forest. Well, that means in you, there lies the potential for a gospel outbreak in your neighborhood. Because if you are a believer in Jesus Christ, you are a missionary carrying the seed of the gospel. And to me, that's tremendously exciting. We'll see you next time.